Welcome, kids. This is the 30th episode of the show. To be honest, I never thought I would get this far, but here I am, and thanks to you. Today, I want to talk about a writer's armor, the thick skin needed to get through criticism and critiques. So stick around, if you dare. Writers are creative people, and we tend to wear our hearts on our sleeves when it comes to our projects. Being told anything other than, "Wow, that rough draft is perfect, you don't need any changes," can be detrimental. Deep down, we know that our work will never officially be finished. We know that the rough draft needs work, and we also know that we have editors and beta readers for a reason. It doesn't mean we like to hear that we made a mistake or that our words aren't quite ready for the demanding public yet. Honestly, I don't know anyone that does, but as a writer, though, it hits a little harder. We, like any other artist, put our heart and soul into our work. Unlike most other mediums, though, it has to be perfect. Not in our eyes, mind you, but in the eyes of the public, the readers, and the publishers. I doubt anyone ever told Picasso that he should redo a painting. He put up a canvas, got his brushes and his paints ready, and started using his creativity how he saw fit. When Picasso was done, it was a masterpiece, a single draft to perfection. Now, knowing what I know about creative people, I'm sure that Picasso sat back and eyed his finished work and saw hundreds of flaws, errors, mistakes. He might have tried to cover up a few of them, but for the most part, once the paint was dry, that was it. Today, we look back at Picasso's work in awe and admiration, even intimidation. As a writer of words, though, we can't just slap our paint on a canvas and be done with it. Someone will read it and say it isn't ready. Our apostrophes aren't in the right spot. We have a run-on sentence, or there isn't the proper subject-verb agreement. A writer has the luxury of doing a rewrite, a do-over. We can take out the horrible words and bad grammar and replace them with proper structure and good words. If we do not, I can almost promise that no one will look at our notebook 100 years from now and say, "Well, look at this masterpiece. A rough draft, you say? Nay, it is perfect." And, of course, they will say things like nay 100 years from now. While some art forms are more forgiving, writing isn't one of the lucky ones. Words are scrutinized, they're studied, and torn apart. And as a writer, we have to be prepared for this. We know it's going to happen. There are going to be people out there that tell us our work isn't good enough. You can try to get an agent only to receive a rejection letter. When you do, you can let it define you, or you can let it inspire you. The difference is your attitude, your armor. And as a writer, you have to have thick skin. It's your only defense against the naysayers out there that will try to tear you down. If you are weak-willed, you might see it as not being good enough, that you don't have the chops, or as a reason to give up. I beg you not to. Taking criticism is never easy. It will forever be a difficult task to hand over your work to a complete stranger, asking for acceptance and receiving rejection instead. The difference is that we know this is going to happen. I don't know of any writer that has ever put words on paper, sought an agent or a publisher, and has never been told no. I can't think of a single author who sends a draft to an editor only to have it come back with no edits. These things don't happen. You have to accept this. You have to know it is going to happen and prepare yourself for the pain. Then, you move on. Having thick skin means you don't let the little things bother you. You are allowed to have emotions. When you get a rejection or your editor returns a manuscript with more red ink than black, you can feel. You are allowed to be disappointed, upset, even angry. The difference is that you have your feelings, then you let them go and you get back to work. You accept the remarks for what they are. Help. The editor is only making your book better. They're only helping you fix errors that slip by you, or make the words more enjoyable, flow better, or even tighten up your story. A rejection letter isn't a reflection of your work. It is a reminder that not everyone out there is a good fit for your masterpiece. I highly doubt that Nicholas Sparks would be a good horror writer. It just isn't his style. Dean Koontz probably wouldn't have the greatest children's books. If either of them attempted such a task, I would hope that there was someone reading the manuscript and telling them no. Just like a prospective agent may not enjoy your style of writing or your genre, you wouldn't want to be represented by someone that didn't believe in your work 100%. So don't take it as a failure. Go ahead and feel your rejection. Feel your disappointment. And then get back on the proverbial horse and send it to someone else. Eventually, you will hit on an agent that loves your work and it believes in it as much as you do. And just like you will eventually get a manuscript back from your editor with a "great job, no edits needed" remark at the top. If you don't have a thick skin, you won't make it far in this industry. Rejection and criticism doesn't stop with your beta readers and editors. It doesn't end with an agent or a publisher. It never stops. Your readers are going to voice their opinion. You are going to get emails and letters stating how they think you failed them. Oh well. That has to be your attitude. Oh well, I'm sorry you didn't enjoy my story. Try again with the next one. You have to have this bulletproof mentality. When your face is in the public, it cannot show pain and disappointment. Only when you get home at the end of your day and no one is looking can you let go and peel back the armor and show the bruises they have caused. Then, you put on some ointment and a few band-aids, get back to work. I want to leave you with this piece of advice. I know that thick skin is rare. Not all of us have it. However, all of us can pretend to have it. So here it is, my guru-style advice and one tip. Have a confidant. This can be a spouse, a best friend, a fellow author. Have one person that you can trust with anything, no matter what. That's the tip. Have the one you can call at 3 a.m. and bitch and complain that allows you to get everything out. Use them. Lean on them. And when the rejections and the hate mail and the curses come flying in, Take them all head on. Keep your cool, then retreat to your confidant and let it all out. And the advice? Fuck the readers. Screw the agents and the publishers that reject you. Anyone not on your side, even the general public, fuck them all. Because I want to remind you of something, a little tidbit factoid that may have escaped you for a while. You write for you. You put your story on paper for you because it is what you wanted. You did it, and no one can ever take that away from you. Don't forget why you started this writing journey. You did it to tell your story. Everything else that comes with or because of that is just a detail. Go tell your story. Tell it with gusto and present it to the world. Put on your thick skin, open the door, and give your words to the masses. That's why you wrote them. Until next week, kids. Have fun. Write words.